Good morning, Standard 8. I am going to start today chapter 3 Tissue, Plant and Animal Tissue. Okay, so dear student, let us know what do you mean by the term tissue? So tissue can be defined as a group of cell which are similar in structure and perform or a specific function is known as tissue. So dear student, this is the definition of tissue. Let us understand about it. What do you mean by the tissue? A group of cell or a mass of a cell which are similar in structure, means of the same shape and size, and perform a specific function. A specific function means a special function termed as tissue. So dear student, a group of cells which are similar in structure and perform a specific function is known as a tissue. So first I am going to explain you about the plant tissue. Plant tissue. Dear student, plant tissue are basically of the two type. First, meristematic tissue, and second is permanent. Permanent tissue. So let us know what do you mean by the meristematic tissue. A type of plant tissue which have a unique capacity to divide continuously is known as meristematic tissue. So dear student, meristematic tissue is present in embryo or baby plant. So dear student, what do you mean by the meristematic tissue? A type of the plant tissue which have a unique capacity to divide continuously throughout the life, known as a meristematic tissue. Dear student, in embryo and in baby plant, total cell are of the meristematic tissue which used to divide continuously and help in growth and development of the embryo. Let us know characteristic of the cell of the meristematic tissue. Characteristic of cell. So dear students, cells are first small, second cell are thin, third cells are cubical, fourth cell have large nuclei. There is no vacuole in meristematic cell. Cells are closely packed with no intracellular space, and meristematic tissue continuously divide and adding new cell to the plant, and this new cell thus produce and mature and form a new part of the plant. So dear student, now you came to know what do you mean by the meristematic tissue. Next, what do you mean by the permanent tissue? When meristematic tissue lose the capacity of divide or the dividing, when lose the capacity to divide, it assume permanent shape and size, known as a permanent tissue. So meristematic tissue when lose the capacity to divide, it form permanent tissue. So dear student, Meristematic tissue only form the permanent tissue, dear student. Meristematic tissue only form the permanent tissue. So when meristematic tissue become permanent tissue, when it used to lose the capacity or lost the capacity of the dividing, then it assume a perfect shape and size or permanent shape and size of the cell, and this is known as a permanent tissue, dear student. So I hope you may have understood about the what do you mean by the tissue and type of the plant tissue. So plant tissue are of the two type, meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Dear student, this was the introduction of the tissue. In the next video I am going to explain you about type of the meristematic tissue, dear student. So please you go through the topic what I taught you about and learn about the definition of tissue, what is meristematic tissue, characteristic of the meristematic tissue, and about the permanent tissue. Thank you, dear student.